timeline so you don't waste your time and go straight to the part that you care about. Stretchy fabric for the neckband, preferably the same thickness or thinner than your main garment. You want it to mold to your body rather than be fully erect and poking your ear. Interfacing that should reflect properties of the main fabric. Stretchy fabric means stretchy interfacing. Ballpoint or jersey needle, double needle, matching thread. I'm using green for better visibility though. Measure straight down from the base of your neck to where you want the V to stop. For neckline width, put a chain on around your gracious neck and measure the desired width. I assume you have a pattern, so work directly from the stitching lines, not the seam allowance. V-neck depth, shoulder width. On the back, you can go up to 1 cm or 3/8 of an inch deep. But I recommend comfortable 1/2 centimeter. Connect with slightly curved line mimicking the original neckline shape. On the front, decide if you want a bold straight line or a soft curve. I am team curved. Align both shoulder seams to check that the neckline matches the seam. If things are off, just smooth out the difference. Now, at the seam allowance, I suggest 7 mm, the width of a standard presser foot. If you have a shirt you wish to upgrade from suitable to meet my in-laws to, oh yay, mark the desired neckline, but just on one side. Fold the shirt in half, matching the shoulder seams, pin or clip everything in place so it doesn't wiggle. Add 7 mm seam allowance and carefully cut along the line. Interfacing is important. It's like morning coffee. Skip it and you might regret your life choices. Cut the rectangle, line it up and trace. Trim place on the wrong side. Cover, press, don't glide, and boom! Reinforced. Align the neckband with the neckline curve. Give it a little stretch, not too much. We are going for a gentle yoga, not a professional ballet performance. Fold the strip in half, add 1.5 cm or 5/8 of an inch to the total length to leave space for joining the ends. For the width, take your desired finished width, add seam allowance, for me it's 7 mm or 1/4 of an inch, plus 1 cm extra or 3/8 of an inch, which you can trim later if needed. It's always better to have a little more than not enough. Mark the center line, align the neckband with the V-neck curve and transfer that line to the band. Align both ends and stitch along the line, but start stitching at 5 mm from the edge. A little tip, pop a small scrap of fabric aka stitch starter behind your starting point. This gives the machine something to push through when you start stitching at the very edge. Trim and press open. Divide both the neckline and the neckband into quarters. Match up those quarter marks and pin right sides together. And add a few pins in the middle for good measure. Start by marking the center line, then draw the perpendicular lines to each side of the V. These lines will help you line things up so your V doesn't turn into a U. Set stitch length to 2. Start stitching right at the center V point. You can either backstitch or not. And then when you reach the end, you can pull the thread tails to the back and tie them off. Grade the seam. Trim one side of the seam allowance shorter than the other. I'm not sure if you can see this, but this one looks more like a plop, like a jumping off the cliff. And this one is more like plop, 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 like a gradually. Carefully clip into the point of the V, close but not through stitching. And that's the reason you needed the interfacing. I press the neckband towards the inside and mark the center line with a contrasting thread, but you should use chalk or a fabric marker. If you're not very confident in your sewing skills, you might want to base the neckband diagonally, because in the next step you can't make a mistake. I'm sorry, no pressure, but yeah. Use a double needle to top stitch starting at the center. If your stitches overlap, just gently pull out the excess stitch, thread all the loose tails to the inside and tie them off. Hide the thread ends inside the band like a dirty little secret. Poof! and no one needs to see it. Trim the leftover fabric and give everything a final press. Instead of double needle, you can actually use a decorative stitch and it can look like this, but just make sure it's stretchy. Smooth, clean and glorious. Happy sewing to you, my friend!